You sit down to work. You know exactly what needs to get done. And within 2 minutes, your mind is somewhere else entirely. You come back, it drifts again. You come back, and it drifts again. Most people call that a discipline problem. It's not. It's two modes in your brain competing for control, and right now, the wrong one is winning every time. This video explains which mode is hijacking your focus, why it fires automatically the moment you sit down, and 4 conditions that stop it cold. Your brain runs 2 competing modes. The first, the focus mode, activates when you're actively reading, building, or solving. This is your focused state. The second was discovered almost by accident. Researchers asked subjects to stop thinking about a specific task and wait. Instead of quieting down, the brain lit up, generating thoughts, replaying memories, imagining futures. They named it the drift mode. It's your mind on standby, and it never fully powers off. Here's what matters. These 2 modes compete directly. When one dominates, the other suppresses, and the drift mode doesn't wait for an invitation. It activates the instant task engagement drops. A vague objective, an unclear next step, a half-second of ambiguity. That's enough. The mental drift you feel mid-task isn't weakness. It's a seesaw doing exactly what it was built to do. You don't have a focus problem. You have a setup problem. You're sitting down to work with nothing strong enough to hold your attention, so your brain does what it's designed to do. It leaves. Every time. You can't force focus on command, but you can remove the gaps where distraction takes over. And that comes down to 4 things. Miss even one, and your attention collapses. Let's make this real. You sit down to write something. Most people say, "I'll work on the article," and within minutes, they're gone. Not because they lack discipline, but because their brain was given nothing clear to hold on to. Now watch what happens when you fix that. Condition 1, precision. Work on the article isn't a task, it's a vague intention. Your brain doesn't act on intentions. It acts on clear, specific actions. So instead, you define it like this. Write the first 3 sentences of the introduction. Now the starting point is obvious. There's no hesitation, no ambiguity, no delay. If you can't immediately see what to do next, the task isn't ready. Condition 2, right level of difficulty. Now take that same task and adjust the difficulty. If it's too easy, your brain gets bored and starts wandering. If it's too hard, your brain resists and tries to escape. Either way, you lose focus. So you shift it slightly. Write 3 sentences that clearly explain the main idea. Now it demands effort. You have to think, but you're not overwhelmed. That narrow band, where it's just challenging enough, is where attention actually holds. Condition 3, visible progress. Now you add one more piece, a signal. You open a blank document and watch the word count climb, or you set a 10-minute timer and let it run. Now the task feels alive. Something is changing in real time, and your brain locks onto that movement. Without a signal, the task feels static, and when it feels static, your brain assumes it's done and checks out. Condition 4, 0 friction to start. Even with the right task in front of them, most people still don't begin. They hesitate, adjust things, or check something quick, and that small delay is all it takes for their attention to drift. Starting should feel automatic. No decisions to make, no setup to figure out, no extra steps between you and the task. Because the moment you have to think about starting, you've already introduced friction. So remove it in advance. Keep the document open, the tools ready, and the exact place you need to begin clearly visible. That way, when you sit down, you don't prepare or organize. You start immediately, because the longer you wait, the easier it becomes for your brain to leave. Putting it together, same task, completely different outcome. Work on the article becomes write 3 clear sentences explaining the main idea in the next 10 minutes. Now it's precise enough to start, challenging enough to engage, and active enough to hold your attention. That's the difference. Set this before you begin, not after you get distracted. Because once your focus is gone, you're trying to recover something you never properly set up. Focus isn't something you force. It's something you build conditions for. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's running a mode that evolved long before deadlines and open tabs existed. The problem was never a lack of discipline. It was always a missing condition. Give the focus mode what it needs: a precise target, a slight challenge, a way to track progress, and no escapes, and the drift mode has nothing to take over. There's no gap left to fill. The attention was always there. You just needed to build the right conditions for it to stay. That's the mechanism. You don't need more motivation. You need better conditions. If you want to keep going, there's more on this channel. No filler, just the science behind why behavior works the way it does.